Xavier Sabb is one of the top-ranked prospects in the 2027 class. We're going to watch him right now, 6'1", 182. There's a bit of a conversation about what exactly this dude's going to do at the next level, and it's kind of hard to come up with any answers when we only have sophomore film. I think usually with these kind of kids, we're going to, just appreciate them as football players, as athletes, and then we'll have a better idea after their junior, senior year film about what exactly they're going to do at the college football level. So we're going to start with Xavier Sabb here. Glassboro, New Jersey. We're going to be watching South Jersey football, man. It's not the best in America, I'll tell you that. Very big difference from North Jersey, but, a lot of times when we watch these kids in South Georgia, in Atlanta, Texas, South Florida, we're watching them against the nation's best. It's a lot easier to appreciate them, I think, or a lot easier to watch their film and evaluate them when they're going against really top-end talent. Not going to be the case today with Xavier Sabb, but we are going to watch him. This first game's is in a state championship, so we can expect this talent to be a bit better than we're going to usually see here. I don't know what school this is, but why is there conversation about him not playing receiver? It's a lot of times when we see these kids be great athletes on the offensive side of the ball, and then you'll look at the recruiting services, and they'll be like, Georgia, whoever thinks this kid's going to be a safety, are going to play on the defensive side. Why is that? This first play, man, look how good of a route this is. Look how easy his movements are with the ball in his hands. We just have to catch this away from our body. This is the one thing that we have to see in the junior year film. Really no issues, I think, with Sabb as a football player for me outside of this. Just get this away from the body. We're going to see him on the defensive side of the ball, man. He's a ball hawk. He's got really good ball skills, knows how to apex it. It's kind of easy for these high school kids. Like, a lot of times you'll see them, they're really good at high pointing the ball in contested catch situations, but on these slant routes, they just get kind of lazy. And, I usually blame coaching for that kind of stuff. You see, look how good of a catch this is away from the body. He can do it. We just have to see a bit more consistently. So, on the offensive side of the ball, we're going to see a lot of times him, we just want to catch that away from the body on these slant routes. Don't let it get to your chest. But, just a really sudden wide receiver. How easy the change of direction ability is. Again, it's going to not be against the best talent in the country. It's unfortunate, that we're going to have to do that. But, it makes it a bit more interesting, I think, as evaluators watching him. But I think he pretty, when we watch these kind of kids against this worst talent, we have to see them dominate. We can't really have any issues about them, not outclassing everybody on the field. And he's totally outclassing, the other 21 players on the field, to be honest. There's a couple plays where it gets kind of ridiculous, but you can see it's just too much to handle for these kids to really do. Man, I hate doing this. Let's watch this linebacker. Man, is this the freshman team? What are we doing here? Oh, now I feel bad. I didn't notice that the first time I watched. We're not going to go back. We'll watch a little more offense, and we'll get into some of the defensive highlights. But you could just see just how much better he is than everybody on the field. I don't even know if he's taking the competition serious way. He's jumping on top of the mats and shit. But, just a really good football player. I'm really excited to watch the junior year film because it's less about that I have to see something a bit more athletically. It's just more when he starts growing into his frame. I like looking at him right now. Sometimes you can just look at high school football players and, this kid's going to be a receiver, safety. Don't really have that with him yet. So I think as he continues to get older, our answers might our questions might answer themselves. That's kind of what I expect. But as always, you guys let me know what you think about Sabb, anything I'm overlooking, any other points you want to talk about. Yeah, some of these quarterbacks, I don't know if they think they're on his team, but the ball just I counted something like 6 interceptions. A lot of them. This is a really good one. Does a really good job jumping this route here. This looks like cover 3, and then, honestly, I don't know what this quarterback was thinking, because this is probably the least open football route's ever going to be in history, but another one just in a double coverage. This might be the worst football throw I've ever seen in my life. I'm trying to go through the quarterback's like reads here, and I don't know. I don't know. This one, I think the dude just slipped. Still, it's like, dude, there's one D1 athlete on the entire field. Why are you even throwing it in his vicinity? Anyways, yeah, I mean, he just does what he has to against this level of competition. I'm trying to think. Don't think we have 100-meter time. You know, it's long speed's one of those things. Like, you can kind of tell change of direction ability regardless of the level of competition. But that long speed can be really deceptive when he's just faster than everybody on the field. You know, is that because he's fast, or is that because everybody else is slow? With him, I have a feeling it's a combination of both. But certainly no issues about this speed. This looks like St. John Vianney, but I don't know if that makes sense that they'd be playing them in the championship. But yeah, you know, like this team right here, SJV, if that's who they are. It's also the state championship. This is a much higher level of talent. Like, this is a really nice route. Just kind of lost his footing a little bit. Didn't even lose his footing. This was actually a bad throw. This is like that Travis Hunter interception almost, coming back towards it on his way to the ground. Catches that one. That's really impressive. You know, really impressive athlete. Any issues that you're gonna have with Sabb are just gonna be like things that he can't control. You know, there's just gonna be talk about him not playing the best competition in the country, but it's also this stuff here. Come on, man. Away from the body. Besides that, you know, you can kind of see why he's ranked as one of the best prospects in 2027 for sure. You guys let me know what you think about Xavier Sabb. Any other athletes you want me to take a look at, 26, 27, 2028, whoever, even if you just want to talk about him. Thanks for watching.